Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Gagan and today I'm going to discuss Salesforce CPQ block pricing. So the block pricing is tier based pricing where the pricing of the product calculate based on the quantity that customer is adding into the cart. So if let's suppose that you are running a company and you are selling the products in bulk or in volumes and you are basically calculating the price based on the quantity that the customer is actually adding into the cart. So let's take an example. You're a company which is selling the mobile chargers and you wanted to charge the price based on the quantity. If the quantity is between 1 to 100, then the price will be $50. If the price is between 101 to 200, then the pricing will be $100 and so on. So this is called the block pricing. This pricing model have some problem because if you're adding the quantity 10, then price will be 50. And if you're adding the quantity 20, then also the price will be 50. So there's a problem. We will understand that how we can basically tackle this. So in order to handle that problem, we have a field called overage rate. So we'll discuss that later, but let's discuss how we can configure this kind of pricing in the Salesforce. So the step to execute block pricing is you have to create a product, and in the product you have to choose pricing method as a block price, and you have to go to the related tab, and then you have to fill the table like this. You can see in the screenshot in the block pricing related list, related tab. So what I can do, I will go to my environment. This is my Salesforce CPQ environment. If you don't know how to create that, you can just check the description of this video. You will get the link, and then you can provide the information and get the access of the playground. So first of all, you can see this is a quote line item, and here you can see I just added a simple product. This is not a block pricing configure product. This is just a simple product. And if I will just add 3, and if I will click calculate, the price will just multiply by the quantity. So the base price is 40 and the 40 multiplied by 3 is 120. Okay, so this is not the block pricing, it's just getting calculated based on the quantity. But if I want to change the price based on the quantity range that I have shown you in my slide, then for that you have to basically configure the block pricing. There's one thing I would like to tell you. Every time when we basically change the quantity, if I'm choosing 10, the price is not immediately getting changed. I have to click calculate, then only the price is reflecting, right? If you wanted to calculate the price as soon as you're changing the quantity and you don't want to click this calculate button, then there's a configuration. For that, what you can do, you can go to the your install package, and then you can configure your CPQ license. So there's an option called configure, and if you go to pricing, can you see the calculate immediately? So you can just simply click this and you can just save. Okay, so this has been saved. So now if you go to your quote line item and refresh, and if I will just add a simple any product, and now I will choose the quantity as 10. So as soon as I will click outside, the price will get changed because we have configured that setting called calculate immediately. So you don't have to click the calculate button now. So now we will going to configure the block pricing in one of the products. So let me create one product for you. I'm giving the name of that product is block. I'm choosing family called hardware, active, save. So this product has been created, and as I mentioned, to execute this block pricing you had to go to the pricing method, and then you have to choose pricing method as a block pricing. So here is the pricing method, and then you have to choose block from the pricing method, click save. And the second step is you have to go to the related tab, and okay, so before going to the block pricing, I will tell you that if, in order to create any product, you have to choose a standard price book, okay, which is a requirement in Salesforce CPQ. If you will not choose a standard price book, then the product will not be visible in your cart. So this is step I'm just doing now. and then I will go to the block pricing. Just make just click edit all in the block pricing. If you will click new, then it will be very hard to configure. So I'm just clicking edit all, and here I'm just giving the name call charger, and 0 to 1 I'm choosing 1 quantity, 200 quantity I'm choosing price as, let's say, so we will just go to the slide and see what we can choose. So I will just choose 250, and if you want to add another column, another row, then you can choose from here, and then from 101 to 200. So 200, 100 to 200, and we can choose the price as 100. Another row I have to add, charger bulk 201. So let's say more than 200. So any quantity you're choosing more than 200, the price will be 150. Okay, I'm clicking save. So the our block product is ready. And now what I have to do, I have to go to one quantity, opportunity. I have to go to the opportunity. So I will just go to Salesforce CPQ, and I will go to opportunity. So one opportunity is already there, block, and here I will create one quote. Uh, I'm choosing this as primary and clicking save. Inside the quote, we have to create quote line item. So I'm choosing quote, and then edit. What is coming? So let me create another opportunity. Let me create another opportunity. So I will just create another opportunity from the scratch, and I will give the name like block 1, 2, 2, 3. I'm giving close date, any close date, click save, stage, prospecting, save, and then I have to create one code quickly. I will click new code. I'm choosing this as primary, save, and from the code I have to click. This is the code, and from the code I have to click edit lines, and here I have to find out this product that we have configured for the block pricing. I'm choosing standard price book, click new product, and then I will click block. So our product is visible here, block, hardware, family, product family is hardware, and then I will click select. So now, so as by default, the quantity is coming as 1 and the price is 50 GBP, because we have configured, if you go to the related, we have choose the price as, if you click edit all, 50 GBP. If someone is adding the product and the quantity of that product, block product, is between 1 to 100, and the price will be 50. So it is, which is coming here. For one quantity, the price is coming 50 GBP. If I'm choosing the product 10, quantity 10, then as well, if you, the price is 50. But if as soon as I will choose 101, the price is becoming 100 GBP as per this block pricing. So this is how you can configure it. But the problem with this configuration is, if I'm choosing the product quantity as 50, the price is 100. If I'm choosing product quantity as 60, as per the row number 2, the price will be 100. If I will choose quantity as 70, then again the price will be 100. So which is a problem, right? What I want is, there should be some base price for the range, and then as per the quantity that you are adding, there should be some calculation. So if I am choosing 70, the price will, oh sorry, if I will choose 170, the price will be same 100. If I will choose 180 quantity, and again the price will same. So that's the problem, right? So what Salesforce is saying that you can create one field called overage rate on the block pricing object, and that will help you out to calculate the price based on the quantity. So overage is basically allowed use to define per unit price in your block pricing, per unit price, right? Here, as of now, this is not per unit price. This is a range price, okay? Between a particular range, it's just choosing the price, hard-coded price. But what I want is some calculation. There should be some base price. So 1 to 100, there should be some base price. Let you can say 10 pounds, and then as soon as you're adding the quantity, it will calculate the the price, the main price, by multiplying the quantity that you are adding. So I mean to say that there should be some applicable block. Applicable block will give you some base price, and then based on the quantity, if you're choosing 10 quantity, there should be some overage rate, multiply by 1 or multiply by 2, something like that. So I'm going to show you that. So how we can configure the overage rate is, you have to go to your object manager. So for that, you have to go to the object manager. You have to search block price, okay, field and related relationship, field and relationship, and then you have to click new field, and then you have to provide this field overage rate. So the type of this field should be currency. Next, um, so you have to provide a same name, okay? The API name should be overage return underscore C. You have to make sure that overage rate. So you can just, I'm just double checking the spelling. Overage rate, okay, it's fine. So now I'm clicking next and next and save. So as soon as you will click create this field, you will be able to, so you will be able to now configure the overage price in your block pricing range. This is what Salesforce CPQ is saying. Um, so let me see fill rate. Overage. Okay, so I didn't provide that. So API name is different, right? That's why it's not coming. So I have to change the API name on, and now I have to click save. That's why I was saying that you have to make sure that the API name of the field is same overage rate and underscore C. So now if I will go to related tab and click edit all. So now you can see price is the base price, and then overage rate is coming. So how it will gonna work is, what I am wanted to do is, if someone is choosing the quantity between 1 to 100, then there will be some base price called 10 GBP, and then there should be multiplication. So overage rate is nothing but it's a multiplication to the quantity that you are choosing. So 10 plus the quantity, if I'm choosing quantity, let's suppose that 20 quantity, so 10 plus 20 multiply by 2, that will be the calculation. Similarly, uh, I wanted to choose this as a base price. Base, like no matter whatever the quantity you're choosing, it will be 100 for the first quantity, and and rest of the quantity, it will be calculation, the quantity multiply by this, multiply by 1.5. Okay. Um, Similarly, I'm going to choose this 200 and multiply by 1 and click save. This is done. Now if I go to the code, okay, let me just side by side open this block pricing data table so that we can see how the price is getting calculated. Um, so I'm going to click add and searching block, which is the name of the product, and clicking select. So now you can see for the quantity 1, the price is coming as 1 because there's a base price for the quantity 1. But if as soon as I will change this to 5. So the calculation is happening for first quantity, the price will be 10, and the quantity 4, the rest 4 quantity, the calculation be 4 multiplied by 2 is 8. 8 plus 10. So for first quantity, because I'm adding quantity number, total quantity is 5. So for first quantity, it will be 10, and then for rest of the 4 quantity is 4 multiplied by 2. So 4 multiplied by 2 is 8. 8 plus 10 is 18. Similarly, if I will choose 101, so the base price or the first quantity number 1 is, for quantity 10 is, so for quantity number 1 is 100, and rest of the quantities multiply by 1 plus 100. So this is how it's getting calculated. So for 100 quantity, the base price is 100, plus the additional quantity that you are adding is quantity multiplied by 1 plus the base price, this price. If I will increase this to 105, so for 100, the price is 100, and the quantity that you are choosing more than 100 will be 1 multiplied by those quantity plus the base price 100. This is how you can do that. Um, that's it about this video, but I would like to tell you that if you are preparing for the Salesforce interview and you don't know what kind of questions the interviewer is asking nowadays, and in that case you can go to my TopMate account and you can purchase this Salesforce top 200 scenario based interview question answers. And if you're preparing for Velocity, you can also get the document for Velocity Salesforce interview questions. Thanks for watching my video. Please don't forget to subscribe my channel.